Hey guys! So it is day 14 of VEDJ, which means it's another Topic Tuesday. I have my hat right here and I'm gonna draw a topic to rant about. Here we go. Looks like I'm gonna rant about Sticktoitiveness. I have a very specific story about Sticktoitiveness that I would like to tell, and that is the story of the times that I tried out for the color guard here at my school, and I failed. I failed like twice. But yeah, I kind of touched on it in my most recent LBR. I was talking about passion, and it reminded me of this story. Yeah, basically, I've had a very interesting relationship with doing color guard. When I tried out for it in high school, I honestly didn't think I would make it. I thought I sucked. It was like my freshman year, and I thought I was terrible. I got my mom to help me, and she helped me kind of pull through. I was not doing so hot until she came along. Somehow I managed to make it my freshman year. Looking back, I was probably a pretty average freshman. I stayed on color guard for the next 4 years, and I saw some people that I was like, yeah, I was probably about that good when I got on here. And, you know, you get better. You know, when you first make color guard, it's not, wow, you're perfect and you already know every single move that there is and you're gonna do everything right. It's like you have potential, and I can see that in you. So I think that's a big part of the reason that I made it. Another thing that a lot of people told me was really appealing about my auditions was that I had a very good attitude. When people were teaching me new moves and stuff, I wouldn't get frustrated. When I spun, even if I was having a bad day, I would smile and, you know, just put my heart into it. I actually had a rule that I came up with my freshman year. It's if you drop your flag or you mess up, smile bigger. Don't roll your eyes. Don't, you know, go, oh man, the wind. Just smile bigger and keep going. Honestly, I think that's like my strongest point when it comes to spinning. So yeah, I stayed on color guard all 4 years of high school. My senior year, I got to be the captain of the color guard. I think another thing that contributed to that was my positive attitude. I know that the year before that especially, we had, you know, a lot of drama, which I would not get involved with because drama doesn't appeal to me. I do not care about the fact that her boyfriend broke up with her and then moved on to her. I don't care. That's their thing to deal with, and it's not our job as a guard to like take sides. That's just silly. We're teenagers. I was gonna say we're adults, but this is high school. But we're teenagers. We can take care of ourselves and they can sort out their own problems. So then I got to be captain my senior year. Then college came, and I was like, well, you know, I'm like the best at color guard, you know. I might not be very good at tossing, but like, I was captain. Clearly I'm really good. So I went to try out for college guard, and it was terrible. Oh my goodness. Okay, first of all, I got there and there were boys. My high school color guard, I think, let in their first boy like 2 years ago. We didn't have boys, you know, we were all weak little girls who could barely toss a flag, with a few exceptions, like my best friend. She was like 6 feet tall and she was a boss. Anyway, I got there and there were dudes, and there were people that had done DCI, and there were people that, you know, just had a lot of experience and had gone to way better high schools than me. So they were like, tossing amazingly, picking up on moves really fast. One of the captains was a guy, and he was just, I think he went maybe a little faster than I could have gone as a freshman, as an incoming freshman. They wanted me to dance, so I was like, I was intimidated. I think we spent like the first 10 minutes on fundamentals, and I was like, okay, I know all these things, I'm doing really well. And then we started learning the routine, and none of the fundamentals were in the routine, obviously. The entire routine was moves that I had never seen before, and it was so terrifying. I got nervous, you know, and it just made my audition a mess. So it was like a month later, I was in church, and I got a phone call from the band director of my school, and he told me that he liked my personality and my attitude, and, you know, that I was a quick learner, but he thought that I could work on my tosses, so he asked me to come back for, like, the day 2 of auditions, which is, like, for people like me who didn't do so hot the first time, and for people who just, like, couldn't make it to the first round of tryouts for whatever reason. It's kind of like a callback, but not really. So I went to the, like, kind of callback thing, and I felt a lot better about myself. You know, girls were telling me, like, oh, you're like on the bubble, and generally when people are on the bubble, they definitely make it, blah, blah, blah. I didn't make it, Sarah. And the thing was, I had just failed to make all-state band on the clarinet. I had made it my junior year, and I was like, I could make it my senior year, and then I didn't. And I was like really upset about that for like a whole month. So, found out that I didn't make color guard, and I was like, you know what? I've had enough rejection. I'm done. I don't have another chance to try to make all-state, but I have plenty more chances to try to make color guard. So my mom like also kind of gave me a pep talk. She was like, you're gonna work out and you're gonna get strong and you're gonna practice and you're gonna go back and you're gonna do really well. So that's what I did. You know, freshman year, I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything to do other than to sit in my room and watch Doctor Who and Sherlock. And so in a lot of my free time, I would work out. I worked out like 3 times a week, which was like a big deal for me. I hadn't really worked out at all at this point in my life. And I probably practiced tossing like a little bit, and then, you know, a year later, I tried out again, and I felt a lot better the second time. I knew a couple people and they were willing to help me. Yeah, I definitely feel like I improved. I don't really remember my second tryout that much, but for whatever reason, probably just tosses again, I didn't make it. And, you know, I was kind of sad about it again. That year I like made a big deal out of it. I had just like joined KSI, so I was telling all my brothers like, wow, wish me luck, I sure hope I make it. If you haven't seen my like how I was in high school rant, I was kind of doing that. I was like, wow, I hope I make it, but I'm bad, and I was hoping people would be like, oh no, you're good, you're gonna do great. And I made it a big deal. I made everyone know that I was trying out for color guard, and then when I didn't make it, I was kind of embarrassed. Then the tryout before junior year comes around. The tryout of junior year, in theory, was terrible. So I had been practicing and working out so much leading up to that tryout. I became friends with like 3 of the prospective captains, and one night we just sat in the band room and they helped me learn how to do each toss. They knew the routine because the prospective captains are the ones who teach it, so they can judge like how well you captain. You know, they didn't show them to me in context. They didn't teach me their routine or anything like that, but I think I practiced with them probably like every weekend for a month or something, and by the end of that month, I like could get out a double, which was something that I had never done before. Also, I learned that my flag was weighted terribly, so someone let me borrow theirs, and it was weighted so much better. That helped tremendously. So I made all these friends and we practiced a lot. And the last practice session before tryouts, I caught a flag. I don't even remember like what happened, but I caught a flag like right here on my hand really hard. It like whacked it. It left a bruise, probably the biggest bruise I've ever had. It was like almost the size of my palm, and then it like stretched over to my thumbs, and it hurt so much. I'm gonna promote yet another video. I have a video here where I talk about how terrible my sophomore year was. So this is the very end of my sophomore year, and as I mentioned in this video, I got sick a lot. So not only did I have this terrible bruise on my hand, but I happened to get sick the week of the audition. So I went to go try out. I asked one of the prospective captains, I was like, hey, can I borrow some gloves because my hand looks like this and it hurts a lot when I catch things. I got her gloves. That helped a lot because then I just kind of could ignore the searing pain in my hand. And you know, there were a couple points when I was like learning the routine that I literally felt like so sick and like headachy and dizzy that I had to sit down, and people would be like, Becca, are you okay? Are you like, they probably thought I was just like feeling sad, like this is my 3rd year trying out and I'm still bad. And I was like, no, I'm fine, I'm just sick and like dying. But it's cool. Theoretically, this should have been like the worst audition ever and I should have hated it completely, but somehow it was a success and I wound up making it and I was so happy. I guess it was like some mixture of the fact that I came back and could actually toss and the fact that I was somehow trucking through having a terribly giant, huge bruise on my hand and being sick and still managed to smile during my audition. And then came marching season, and I was on color guard instead of playing clarinet, and it was so awesome. And people kept telling me that they were like really pleasantly surprised and impressed with how well I was doing, and you know, the captains and the band director would say like they were like really impressed, and they kept saying like how much I improved and how I was doing really well at like staying in time and my tosses were at the perfect height. It was so rewarding, and I made a bunch of new friends. You know, preachy part of the video, it's always gonna be there. If you ever find yourself failing at something and wanting to give up, just think about the end product and how you'll be able to tell people like how hard you worked and how rewarding it was. And it's just such a nice experience, even though it does suck at first. Also, I just want to say, you know, I love color guard and it's great, but I did spend the first 2 years when I wasn't on it playing clarinet, and I made so many friends through that. I probably wouldn't be in KSI if I hadn't made some of those friends in the clarinet section. So like that was life-changing. Even though I didn't get to do like what I thought I wanted to do, I made a bunch of friends. Yeah, all in all, stick to things, stick-to-itiveness. It's really rewarding and it's totally worth it. Just keep trucking. I believe in you, no matter what you're trying to do. Just, you can do it. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about that. So let me know in the comments if you've had a similar experience. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm putting out videos every day this month. And that's all I have to say. VEDJ out.